Okay. So hello, happy Tuesday, and welcome to our fifth live. Today we're interviewing Jenn Herman from Jenn. She is a Instagram expert. So Jenn, tell us a little bit who you are.
So yeah, I'm Jenn Herman. Technically, I'm Jennifer Herman, but nobody knows me as that. And if you Google Jennifer Herman, you will not find me. So Google Jenn Herman, you'll find out a lot more. And it's Jenn with two N's because I was born in 1980 with about a bazillion other Jennifers. So I've always been 2N Jenn. But I am the world's forefront blogger on Instagram marketing. I fell into a hobby of writing a blog about 6.5 years ago, and it was purely for my entertainment, just to kind of share some things with people about social media strategy and social media trends. And in the process, I fell in love with this little app called Instagram. And nobody was really blogging effectively about how to use it for tactics and how to actually use it strategically. So I just started trying things, and you can go back and read deep in the archives of my blog. All those blog posts are still on the website. But I just started going into different things you could do on Instagram, how they worked, why they did what they did. And in the process, ended up writing hundreds of blog posts about Instagram. I started getting invited to speak at conferences, be on podcasts, and I became the Instagram person. And it was definitely not something I went out to do. I did not plan my life to be an Instagram expert by any means, but I'm so grateful for it. And I love the opportunities that I've been able to have to connect with business owners and, people around the world who just want to better understand how to market their business using Instagram.
And I feel like that's really important. Now that Instagram has been growing so much more, it seems like people are gravitating more towards Instagram, leaving Facebook behind. I actually just today was, yes, I Hulu, and there was a commercial, and it was about Facebook groups. So they're trying everything to pull people back to Facebook. And so how does that, alter what you're doing? Are you seeing more traffic for your business? And how is that with everything that they're releasing new on Instagram?
Well, and it's funny because I've been doing the Instagram thing for literally 6 years. Like, I started blogging about Instagram 6 years ago. And at the time I was like, I'm a late adopter. And it's like, but every year there are still people who come up to me that are like, I just downloaded Instagram last week. What do I do? Like, literally every single day, more people are joining the platform. And we see that because the numbers continue to grow. But it is one of those things where it is in constant growth. And we are getting people that, used to live on Facebook that are now going, well, I'll try out the Instagram thing. Businesses that, they were hesitant to Instagram before, they're willing to give it a try now because they've gotten comfortable on the platform, or because everybody's talking about it, they figure out, they better get on this. So it's definitely, seeing a constant evolution and growth. There's constantly a demand for the information, which is great for me. I'm certainly not going to complain. But it is interesting to see, again, not to knock the other platforms, but we just don't see that growth on like LinkedIn or on Twitter or on Pinterest. Like, you just don't see people being like, oh, I finally got a LinkedIn profile. It's like, are you 18? Like, but on Instagram, people are always coming up and saying, I finally got an Instagram profile. So we're definitely always seeing that growth. And I tell people all the time, that's okay. Like, you don't have to have started 3 years ago or even 3 months ago. The sooner you start, the better, but there's no time like today if you haven't yet started.
So there you go. If you haven't downloaded it, you're way behind the curve and you need to do it now. You were saying like it's very common and very popular that people are coming up and using Instagram more and more, and you see it in those numbers. But even kind of in the millennial age, it's even used as of communication. And so now when you want to connect with someone, you no longer ask for their number. It's like, what's your Instagram handle? And that's how they communicate. And then you just message each other.
It is, and isn't it so weird? I'm technically a millennial because I'm on the cusp with the 1980, but like I still kind of have like a bit of that Gen Xer in me, and I'm kind of old school. And like I've done the whole online dating thing, and like in their online dating profiles, they just list their Instagram handles for anybody to go check them out and connect with them on Instagram. And I'm like, no, like, I don't want you to know who I am. I like the privacy of you not knowing my last name. I don't want you seeing everything I do. Like, it's so interesting to me that, like you said, a lot of people, you meet up, with somebody, on vacation or at a bar or out with friends. And it's like, hey, what's your Instagram? Like, that's the new, what's your number? And it's a totally normal means of communication and a way to connect with people.
Yeah, and I feel like it is a great way to connect with people. I also personally, I'm a visual person, so I always have thousands of pictures in my phone, and then a couple hundred on my Instagram, and so then it's like, oh, okay, yeah, I support you. I give you likes. I like your pictures of what you're doing, kind of thing. Sort of like Facebook, but more convenient. I do
Yes.
love though that they install that timer. Have you heard about the Instagram timer?
Of how long you're on there? Yeah, I've heard about it. I haven't seen it. I haven't had access to it. But I have heard about it, which I think is I'm more worried about the Facebook one because I spend all day with my Facebook up on my computer when I'm at work and doing things. So I'm like, I do not want to see the Facebook timer. It's going to be like, you've been active for 13 hours, and I'll be like, oh my God, this is embarrassing. But yeah, no, it is kind of interesting that they do those, which I think is healthy for a lot of people. Those of us who work in this space, I think, have a different appreciation for social media and the technology and the way that we interact on the platform. I think everyday users and younger users, so, the teenagers and, the young adults, I think it's good and healthy for them to have that metric to show what they're doing.
Yeah, it's great. It actually is a timer that will interrupt whatever you're doing. And interestingly enough, I found, because I use it for business and then also to just snoop personally. And I noticed the other day, when you're logged on to Instagram, it actually hides your clock on your phone. So you don't know how much time has elapsed. And so it's great because I have my timer on 10 minutes, because I'm like, realistically, I can get into all of my accounts, post, answer, and do everything in 10 minutes. And then the timers, I'm like, okay, I'm out. I got to be out in 10 minutes, kind of thing. That's very interesting. So you work with your clients. Who is your target market essentially for this?
So my target audience most of the time is typically female-led organizations. I like to work with a variety of organizations. I've worked with solopreneurs and small businesses, but I prefer to work with, generally in a consulting basis, with slightly larger organizations that already have a team of marketers in place, and I come in as a strategist. So I come in and work with my clients, not just on Instagram, but on all social media strategy to get them to see success. A lot of times you have people on the marketing team and, one person's, running print ads and one person's over here, working on branding, and they're, maybe not talking to each other about what they're doing, or the digital and the other avenues are not working together. And sales and marketing are not talking to each other. And it's about getting everything strategically aligned. So getting the branding, getting the sales people, getting all the marketing people together, and really understanding what that forward-facing voice is, and then creating a strategy around that so that they can create the online content that manages all aspects of it. Because one of the things that a lot of people don't realize today, but we're noticing more and more, is that social media isn't just it's not a post and ghost, right? You don't just post something and leave. It's customer service. It is your first line of response. It's your first line of defense. You're handling negative reviews, positive reviews, people that got something delivered broken. They're going to go on Facebook, they're going to go on Twitter, they're going to go on Instagram and DM you or post publicly. And you need to have people adept and prepared to handle those types of customer service issues. And the average marketer isn't able to do that unless you are the one doing everything in your business. But your marketing team is usually not your customer service team, or your communications team and those sorts of things. So I like to come in and work with organizations and really streamline all that, bring it all together, make sure everybody's on the same page, and help them understand, how to use social media as a whole encompassing tool for their business, not just here, we posted something on Facebook, check the box kind of thing. coach, you know, oh, are you back? I can hear you. Can you hear me?